Hello, and welcome to Coaching Youth Sports at the YMCA. We are so grateful for your help and impact that you'll have on our athletes in the program this season. My name is Kevin Muni, and I am a sports director at the Gateway Region YMCA. Over the next few minutes, we will review the focus for the season, some basic concepts that you should focus on accomplishing by the conclusion of the season, clarification on a few rules, and some basic drills to help get the season started. Your local sports director is always available as well. So after this video, if you still have questions, I encourage you to reach out to your local director and they will be more than happy to provide you with the support you need to answer the questions. So let's dive in. Now let's start with our goals and focus for the season for our kindergarten through second graders. Let's remember to keep our goals and focus for the season simple. First, ensure players understand that soccer is a team sport. At this age, players' instinct is to chase the ball and kick it as many times as possible. This can quickly turn into what we call herd ball. Throughout the season, try to focus on positioning your players in a way that allows them to pass the ball as much as possible. Next, be sure your players understand the difference between offense and defense. As we mentioned before, at this age, players' instinct is to kick the ball as much as possible without focusing on moving in the right direction. Be sure your players understand the difference between offense and defense and which direction they should be moving the ball. Your sports director will provide you with a copy of the rules for the season, but we want to point out a few specifics. Let's start with our kindergarten leagues. Kindergarten leagues will be a 5v5 format with no goalie. Kindergartners will play on either a 3x5 or 4x6 goal, much smaller than a regulation goal. The field size is roughly around 45 yards by 26 yards. For kindergarten leagues only, an indirect kick will be used to put the ball back in play rather than a throw-in. Each game will be at 2 20-minute halves. Now let's move on to our first and second grade rules for soccer. First and second grade leagues will be a 7v7 format, 6 field players and 1 goalie. Games are played on a 60-yard by 45-yard field with a 6-foot by 12-foot goal. Games are played with a size 3 ball and 1 coach is allowed on the field through kindergarten through second grade leagues. Now let's move into our focus for the season for 3rd through 6th grade soccer. By this age, most of your players have gotten out of the herd ball stage and understand that not everyone needs to be around the ball in order to score a goal. As a coach in our 3rd through 6th grade leagues, your focus for this season should be ensuring that your players understand their roles of each position on the field, i.e. the strikers focus on scoring, defenders focus on keeping the ball away from their side of the field, etc. Make sure you get your players some playing time at each position throughout the season to help them better understand the flow of the game. Now let's move on to the rules for 3rd through 6th grade soccer. 3rd through 6th graders will play on a 60 by 45 yard field and will be a 7v7 game. There will be 2 25-minute halves are played, slightly longer than our younger divisions. For the safety of our players, no head balls are permitted for any division. Slide tackling will not be allowed for any division. A slide tackle will result in a free kick. Handballs will be called only when a player intentionally touches the ball with his or her arm to gain control. All fouls and infringements will result in a direct free kick at the spot of the foul. All right, a great drill that you can do for soccer involves just a couple of cones and 1 player and then a line of players behind them. Basically what will happen is the player will start with the ball at the first cone and then begin to dribble through each cone in kind of a weaving formation, like so. This drill really works on getting your feet to touch the ball and kind of getting your feet acclimated to the ball. At the end of the drill, you'll stop here and begin to do toe touches. This really works on getting your feet to touch the ball as much as possible and getting players to really be comfortable with the ball. What will then happen as you kind of get older is you can start moving the cones together and closer, which makes it a little bit more difficult to dribble through. But like I said, this is a great drill for all ages and any grade level, kindergarten through 6th grade can do it. All right, so the next drill we're going to work on is really focusing on settling the ball. So the ball will go in many different directions, heights, distances, all that stuff. This will really work on settling the ball and getting yourself comfortable with taking the ball into your body in many different ways. You can use your chest, you can use your knee, you can use your foot, but you cannot use your hands. So this drill will really work on settling the ball. So what it basically is you'll have a ball, you have your player, you can create a line or just 1 player, and what you're gonna just do is just toss the ball up, and they'll take the ball down and try to settle it in any way they can. Like I said, you can use your chest, you can use your legs, you can use your feet, but you can't use your hands or your head. Lastly, please remember that team coaches are responsible for the conduct of themselves, their fans, and their players. The YMCA strives to create a positive learning experience for all sports participants. Coaches should always encourage and never discourage their players. They should be positive and stay away from negative comments and remarks to their players, opposing players, and officials. Thank you so much for coaching this season at the Gateway Region YMCA. We are so happy you're here.